Imagine waking up tomorrow and finding yourself trapped in the Middle Ages. No electricity, no medicine, no running water, no internet, no rights, no comfort. Only cold mornings, endless labor, hunger, disease, and the constant fear of death. Modern people often romanticize medieval life. Castles, knights, feasts, and heroic battles dominate movies and video games. But for ordinary peasants, the people who made up nearly 90% of the population, medieval life was not magical, it was brutal. Every single day was a struggle to survive another winter, another plague, another famine, another war. And the harsh truth is, most modern people would not survive even a single week. Tonight, you are not a king, you are not a knight, you are not a wealthy merchant, you are a medieval peasant, and this is why you would never survive. Chapter 1. Waking up in a medieval hut. The first thing you notice is the cold. Not the refreshing cold of modern air conditioning, but a damp, heavy chill that settles deep inside your chest. You open your eyes slowly. Smoke hangs thick beneath the roof of your tiny hut, stinging your throat and burning your eyes before the day has even begun. The room smells of wet straw, mud, sweat, smoke, and animals, because the animals are inside with you. A chicken pecks at the dirt floor nearby. A goat shifts in the corner. Sometimes even a cow is brought indoors during winter because animal warmth helps the family survive freezing nights. Your home is little more than sticks coated in mud and animal dung. Rain leaks constantly through the thatched roof. The floor beneath you is not wood, it is dirt, cold dirt. The bed you slept on is stuffed with old straw crawling with fleas, lice, and bedbugs. You scratch your arms constantly. Everyone does. Privacy does not exist here. Entire families sleep together in a single room. Grandparents, parents, children, animals, all breathing the same smoky air. Outside, the village slowly begins to wake before sunrise. There are no alarm clocks, no schedules, no weekends, only daylight. And every minute of daylight means labor. The church bell rings faintly in the distance. Another exhausting day has begun. Chapter 2. The Morning Hunger. Your stomach already hurts, not because you ate too much, but because you never truly ate enough. Breakfast is simple: dark bread, weak ale, thin pottage. The bread is coarse and rough. Tiny fragments of stone from grinding mills remain trapped inside the flour, slowly grinding away at your teeth over years of eating. Most medieval peasants develop severe dental damage early in life, and there are no dentists, no painkillers, no antibiotics. A tooth infection can kill you. The pottage bubbling over the fire is little more than boiled grains mixed with onions or cabbage if the harvest was decent. If the harvest was bad, there may be almost nothing at all. Meat is rare. Animals are too valuable alive. A chicken provides eggs, a cow provides milk. Killing livestock means sacrificing future survival. Clean drinking water is dangerous because rivers and wells are often contaminated with waste, so even children drink weak ale instead. Not because people wanted to get drunk, but because fermentation made it safer than water. You eat slowly, trying to ignore the hunger that never fully disappears. In medieval life, hunger is not an emergency. It is normal. Chapter 3. Walking to the fields. The sun has barely risen when work begins. You leave the hut and step into thick mud. The village smells of smoke, manure, wet earth, and animals. Dogs bark in the distance. Children carry buckets larger than their own bodies. Women fetch water from wells. Old men repair broken carts. Nobody stands idle. Because idleness means starvation. The fields stretch endlessly across the countryside. This land controls your entire existence. A good harvest means survival. A bad harvest means death. You grip a rough wooden plow with blistered hands while oxen drag it through wet soil. The work is painfully slow. Heavy mud sticks to your legs. Cold rain soaks your clothes. Your back aches constantly. Some peasants are too poor even to own oxen. They pull plows themselves like animals. Hour after hour, day after day, month after month. The labor never ends. Planting, digging, harvesting, repairing fences, carrying water, gathering firewood, cleaning waste. Survival is a full-time job. By modern standards, medieval peasants perform extreme physical labor nearly every waking hour of their lives, and still, many barely survive. Chapter 4. Your body begins to break. You are only 30 years old, but your body already feels ancient. Your hands are cracked and bleeding from cold weather and hard labor. Your knees ache constantly. Your spine bends from years of carrying heavy loads. Most peasants suffer chronic pain by early. There are no chiropractors, no hospitals, no physical therapy. If you are injured badly enough to stop working, your family may starve, so you continue working through pain, through fever, through exhaustion. Infections spread easily. A simple cut from farm tools can become deadly within days. Without antibiotics, even small injuries become terrifying. You notice people in the village limping frequently, missing fingers, blind eyes, broken teeth, scarred faces. In medieval life, the human body wears down quickly, and there is no escape from labor. Chapter 5. The Lord owns everything. None of this belongs to you, not the land, not the fields, not even the forest nearby. Everything belongs to the local lord. Under the feudal system, peasants exist at the bottom of society. You work the lord's land in exchange for protection and permission to live there. But protection comes at a heavy price. Taxes consume much of your harvest. You owe grain, labor, animals, money, sometimes even your children's labor. The Lord controls the mills used to grind flour, the ovens used to bake bread, the forests where wood is gathered. If you hunt animals without permission, you can be punished severely. A deer in the forest matters more than a starving peasant. Most people are born poor and remain poor forever. Social mobility barely exists. Your future is decided before your birth. If your father was a peasant, you will almost certainly die as one too. Chapter 6. Religion controls daily life. The church stands at the center of the village. Its bells control time itself. Most peasants cannot read. The priest becomes the voice of authority, fear, morality, and hope. People genuinely believe heaven and hell are real physical destinations waiting after death. And death is everywhere, so religion shapes everything: birth, marriage, work, food, festivals, punishment, burial. The church also collects taxes called tithes. Even starving peasants must give part of their harvest to the church. Fear of sin controls behavior. Storms, disease, famine, and plague are often viewed as punishment from God. People pray constantly because life feels fragile and terrifying. In a world without science, faith becomes survival. Chapter 7. Disease is everywhere. Disease surrounds medieval life constantly. The village streets are filthy. Animal waste mixes with mud. Human waste is dumped nearby. Fleas, rats, and insects spread infection everywhere. People rarely bathe properly. Soap is limited. Clean water is difficult to access. You hear coughing constantly. Fevers spread through entire families. A small infection can kill within days. Childbirth is especially dangerous. Many women die giving birth. Many babies never survive infancy. Parents become emotionally hardened because losing children is tragically common. Then comes the plague. The Black Death arrives silently. At first, rumors spread from distant towns. Then villagers begin collapsing. Painful swellings appear beneath the skin. Fevers rise rapidly. Victims cough blood. Some die within days. Entire villages vanish. Carts filled with bodies roll through the streets. Nobody understands bacteria. Nobody understands germs. People blame curses, sin, or poisoned air. Fear spreads faster than the disease itself. Death becomes ordinary. Chapter 8. Winter feels like a death sentence. Winter is terrifying. The harvest is over. Food supplies shrink rapidly. Every meal becomes smaller. The cold enters through cracks in the walls while smoke fills the hut from indoor fires. Firewood becomes precious. People wear the same dirty clothing for weeks. Snow isolates villages completely. Roads disappear beneath ice and mud. Trade stops. Travel becomes dangerous. Hunger grows stronger each day. Many peasants enter winter already malnourished. Now starvation waits patiently. Some families quietly ration food, others boil thin soup from scraps, some are forced to eat spoiled grain. If winter lasts too long, people die. For medieval peasants, winter feels less like a season and more like a siege against humanity itself. Chapter 9. Childhood is brutal. Modern childhood barely exists here. Children begin working extremely young. A small child may already carry water buckets, gather firewood, or care for animals. By age 7 or 8, many children work daily. Education is rare, books are expensive. Most peasants never learn to read. Survival matters more than knowledge. Children grow up surrounded by death, disease, and hardship. Many never reach adulthood. Some die from illness, others from hunger, others from accidents during labor. Parents love their children deeply, but survival leaves softness. A medieval child becomes an adult very quickly because the world gives them no other choice. Chapter 10. Medieval marriage and family life. Marriage among peasants is less about romance and more about survival. Families work together as economic units. Every extra pair of hands matters. Women perform exhausting labor alongside men, cooking, cleaning, gathering water, caring for children, working in the fields, making clothing, managing animals. Pregnancy happens frequently because families need children to survive, but childbirth is incredibly dangerous. Without modern medicine, even minor complications become fatal. Women often die young from repeated pregnancies and hard labor. Love certainly exists in medieval life, but survival always comes first. Chapter 11. Entertainment. In a dark world after sunset, darkness consumes the village. Without electricity, nights become almost completely black. Families gather beside weak fires inside smoky huts. Entertainment is limited. There are no screens, no music streaming, no social media. Stories become precious. People sing songs, tell legends, share rumors. Religious festivals bring moments of joy. Traveling musicians and performers occasionally visit villages, creating rare excitement. Despite terrible hardship, people still laugh, still dance, still celebrate, because human beings always search for joy, even in suffering. Chapter 12. War destroys everything. When armies arrive, peasants suffer first. Soldiers steal food, burn crops, destroy homes, spread disease. Villages become trapped between powerful nobles, fighting political battles peasants barely understand. A single war can erase years of survival overnight. Fields burn, livestock disappear, families flee into forests carrying whatever they can. Some never return. For peasants, war does not mean glory. It means hunger, fear, loss, and death. Chapter 13. Crime and Punishment. Medieval punishments are horrifying. Stealing food because your family is starving can still lead to brutal punishment. Public whippings, branding, mutilation, executions. Justice is often cruel and uneven. Nobles receive mercy, peasants rarely do. Fear controls society. Public punishments are designed not only to hurt criminals, but to terrify everyone watching. Chapter 14. Aging before your time. You are now 40 years old. If you survive this long, you are considered fortunate, but your body is broken. Your teeth are damaged or missing. Your back bends permanently. Your joints ache constantly. Your hands are rough and scarred. Years of labor have aged you far beyond your years. There are no pensions, no retirement homes, no health care. People work until their bodies physically fail. And even then, many continue working anyway, because survival never stops. Final chapter. Why you would never survive. Modern people are not prepared for this life. We are used to comfort, warm showers, medicine, soft beds, food abundance, entertainment, safety. Medieval peasants lived without any of it. Every single day demanded physical endurance, mental resilience, and constant labor simply to stay alive. And yet, generation after generation, they endured. They survived freezing winters, plagues, wars, famines, loss, pain, exhaustion. Their world was cruel beyond imagination, but they kept going, because survival itself became a form of strength. And perhaps the strangest part of all is that for them, this life was normal. The cold mornings, the hunger, the smoke-filled huts, the endless labor, the fear of disease, the constant uncertainty. This was simply life. And if you suddenly woke up there tomorrow, you would quickly realize something terrifying. You were never built for the medieval world, but they were. Outro. If you enjoyed this journey into the brutal reality of medieval life, subscribe for more dark historical documentaries. And remember, the next time you complain about slow internet or waking up early for work, at least you are not waking up in a medieval peasant hut.